My name is Ralph White, and have the pleasure of being president of the Retired State, County, and Municipal Employees Association for the past 40 years.
My name is Nancy Delaney. I grew up in this house at 11 Pearl Street, the second of 4 children. I remember my dad starting the organization right here. Sat here and we did our jobs, either stuffing envelopes or putting stamps on them. Whatever he asked us to do, we did.
And that's how we started. We started like a list of the state retirees. We said it just took off, the thing exploded.
My name is Frank Valeri, president of the Mass Retirees Association. It grew so quickly in its start. I mean, from what I understand, he had 4,000 members in a month. And within 5 years, it was 10,000.
Now we had the numbers and we had the money. Now the office, 11 Beacon Street.
I'm Congressman Bill Keating, and I'm delighted to be able to share a few thoughts on the 50th anniversary of this important organization, of which I am a member. None of us would be here today, however, without the vision and commitment of a man we all know and admire, Ralph White.
I'm Treasurer Deb Goldberg. To talk about Ralph White is like talking about a member of my family. How could I not love him? He represents everything about making sure that retirees and public employees are well taken care of.
We represented public retirement and not just one particular group.
We're there treating each other as equals. And I think that's one of the things that Ralph tried to embed in us is the fact that the members of this association come first, but no member is treated any differently than another member. My name is Bill Reary. I am the general counsel for Mass Retirees.
Moving Chapter 32, which is retirement law, and instituting changes within that law, improvements within that law for retirees, because we're all second-class citizens.
My name is Joseph Connaughton, and I'm the Executive Director of the Public Employee Retirement Administration Commission, otherwise known as PERAC. When you leave government, you don't have anybody advocating for you, and it's important to have that advocacy at the State House and in city and town halls. Without that, unfortunately, when you retire, you're forgotten.
I think the most important mission for the retirees is to do 2 things. Number 1, to ensure that retirees understand what's going on, sort of year over year. I mean, it's really important for them. In many cases, their retirement is a key part of how they plan for the rest of their life. And the second is to advocate for retirees and to ensure that the Commonwealth lives up to the commitments it makes to fund retirement benefits.
The COLA benefit was one of the things. You know, there was a death benefit that still is an issue with the legislature. There's also the healthcare issue, the big healthcare issue. As healthcare became more expensive, there was more pressure to protect retirees' benefits.
So my name is Sean Duhamel. I'm the Mass Retirees Legislative Director. We pride ourselves in being there for the families of retirees when they need us the most. When you lose a spouse, it's one of the worst experiences anyone can ever go through. We want to make sure that widow or widower doesn't have to worry about their financial well-being. It's our job to make sure that we can explain what the benefits are, to advocate that they can continue their benefits for the rest of their lives, and really take that load off people's minds that there's someone looking out for them, that they don't need to worry about their financial well-being.
But the COLA was initially the biggest issue that the association prevailed in, making the COLA part of the base and also increasing the base of the grant.
Until I was elected selectman in the town of Brookline, and one of the very first things that I was confronted with, and I was shocked to be confronted with, was a town meeting, a board of selectmen, and advisory committee being against a small cost of living adjustment.
The ability to give the local retirement systems that ability to raise the COLA base, which was done just in 2010, provided a significant benefit for retirees, especially at the local level.
You know, it's funny, that was 20 years ago, plus or minus, that we were involved in that debate about the COLA law and about local funding and state funding and all the rest.
It's our job right now, working with those local retirement systems, with their boards, to try to provide a better COLA for retirees out there.
And it was controversial at the time, but I think many of us felt like it was a good deal. And I've been gratified by the fact that most other people seem to feel the same way.
Mass Retirees is also one of the leaders of a national coalition with the goal of reforming both the Social Security windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. So because Massachusetts is a non-Social Security state, Congress in 1983 passed a law that reduces the Social Security benefits that retirees from Massachusetts are eligible for.
And we know how unfair policies like the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset are. Workers in Massachusetts should not be penalized.
Retirees are losing thousands of dollars a year in benefits that they earned and they paid for, and now in retirement that they depend upon from Social Security. They've been victims of these two laws.
We'll fight policies like WEP and GPO to create real fairness. And without organizations like Mass Retirees, we couldn't do that.
The challenge we have going forward most focuses on healthcare.
In 2011, in the retiree health reform, Ralph made sure that the concessions that were given by workers and retirees on health care and offerings, that the retirees should have more of a voice in the process going forward.
We've been able to have a law on the books that provides local retirees with a voice, a strong voice in terms of what type of insurance they'll get and what they'll be paying for that insurance.
It's our job to make sure that those health care benefits are not only the highest quality that is possible, but also that those health care benefits are accessible and, most importantly, affordable for all of our members.
We call it the coalition bargaining law. And we worked hard to get that law enacted because we felt that it provided not only that voice, but also provided strong protections for retirees and surviving spouses.
Before this legislative compromise, retirees were on their own in 351 cities and towns. This was a big and hard-fought accomplishment.
And the challenge is still out there because the cost of the product keeps going up. And as long as the cost of the product keeps going up, then there's going to be that continual struggle over who's going to pay what.
But the Mass Retirees has built itself up to be a pretty well-known, reputable, and effective political vote.
Our members depend on us, therefore we need to be accessible to them.
And we made that anyone who works as a leadership in our organization has their own card and has their phone number, can be called at any time.
That's why to this day when you call our office, a live human being is going to answer the phone. When you need someone on a weekend or at night, if you get a letter in the mail or you need help with your healthcare coverage, you can reach us at home. Those were lessons that Ralph ingrained in all of us from the very beginning, and those values remain with Mass Retirees to this day.